Well, I think I'm going to say something that you've never heard before. This is a heartfelt conviction to me. It has to do with performance appraisal review, and it has to do with the growth of employees in the organization. The reality is that most organizations that you and I will work for are not the large Fortune 500 companies. They're smaller organizations. And the reality in working for a company that's not huge is that they have a limited number of opportunities for your career growth and your professional growth. And because of that, if you're a good employee and they want to reward you, those limited opportunities means you might be encumbered in your growth. You might be ready to be a manager, but there's no managerial position open in your organization. So I'm going to advocate something to you that I've never heard anyone else advocating, but for your thought. I think that if you have an employee whose performance is outstanding, who has the amount of tenure and maturity to take the next higher position in the organization or some kind of a lateral move to do something else in the organization, but you simply don't have those opportunities, that you should help in coaching them and career coaching them to exit your organization. You should open the door and tell that person, I want success for you. And there are only so many opportunities to advance in this organization's structure at this time. We have to wait for someone to die or get promoted or move, and that doesn't happen that often here. So while you're working hard in this organization, let's work on enhancing the skills that you have, the qualifications that you possess, and develop you into someone who will be able to leave this position and go into the marketplace at a higher level. I want your success that much. In return, I want you to work with me, work hard while you're here, and develop someone who's below you to take your position. When and if you're ready to make that kind of a move, I'll endorse you. I'll write you a letter of recommendation. You've been a fantastic employee. You'll be off on your way, and hopefully we'll have someone prepared to fill your large shoes here. And I'll work with them in the same way and develop them. The positive to that, aside from the obvious one that it's in the well-being of the employee, is that the employee is more apt to develop a replacement for themselves, passing on the skills and knowledge and abilities that they have to someone else. And also, you have created an advocate outside of your organization that would mean a lot, I think. We underplay the importance of this. I work for KPMG Consulting. What if I broadcast to everyone who asks me throughout my life about KPMG and said, it's a terrible organization, it was horrible work, and the management was horrible, and it was a bad time in my life, and I would never go back? Well, that would influence people who might be thinking about working for that company or a big five. Contrary to that, what if I said it was a wonderful opportunity, there were lots of good people, lots of high levels of competence, it was hard work, but it was hugely rewarding. The opportunities for pay raises were always there, for promotion were always there, and I loved it. Then, see, KPMG would have an advocate outside of their company, and the benefits of that is that I would be advocating for others to go work for them, other very highly skilled people, talented people. It's difficult to capture monetarily the value of that, but there must be a huge value in having advocates outside the organization. And nothing you could do for me or you would be greater than helping to enhance my career to the point where you actually encouraged me and facilitated my exit from your organization so that I could grow. And who knows, 5 and 10 years later, it's a small world, I might come back to KPMG or whatever kind of company, and because I have such positive feelings about what that manager was able to do for me in my career life. So really think about that. The opposite is normally true, of course. A manager has a good employee and wants to do anything and everything possible to keep them. But that's very self-serving. I think you can serve your responsibilities to the organization just fine by encouraging that person and supporting their departure, perhaps, from the organization, by at the same time having that person actively participate in training up someone below them, because they're, after all, brilliant at what they do. They're the perfect person to select and mentor and train someone to take their place. All right.